Hey guys, Sebastian here. Hope you're having a great day today. So a couple things I want to talk to you about today is just Bitcoin has bounced. The whales and fish are accumulating Bitcoin right now. And then I have a stock that I've been investing in for a while that I want to talk to you guys about, Hive Blockchain. So why don't we get into the charts here. So Bitcoin, as we can see, has definitely bounced from yesterday's lows. If we look at the chart here, it has bounced approximately almost 10% at the peak yesterday from the bounce. It has cooled off a little bit. Obviously, we're going to go back down. Yesterday, I was thinking we're going to go back down to about the 36,000 mark. The way things were looking, it didn't look like we would bounce. Even though on the RSI we were a little low, there was still potential for it to go even lower. But we had a nice bounce, and the RSI is a little high right now. It's gone down to the 59 mark, which is okay. So it looks like we have a little bit of room to go up. But I'm just worried that this could be like a fake out going on right now, and then we could drop back down. Time will tell, obviously, as always. So we'll have to look at it going into the next couple of days here, especially Saturday and Sunday, and then see how Monday does. Excuse me. Doge, same thing that like Bitcoin yesterday, it bounced, then came back down. Excuse me. Stellar, same thing, had a nice bounce. Everything was kind of bouncing yesterday. Litecoin as well. Cardano, same thing. Cardano touched the 50-day moving average yesterday and today twice. So if we can if it can actually get above that, that would be a good sign for it. I think it could go back up to the $150 range. Ethereum, same thing, nice bounce like yesterday. It is now trading at 2455. And then the stock that I want to talk to you guys about that I've invested in the past and been holding it for a long time now is Hive Blockchain. They had some good news come out yesterday. Then the stock bounced during the day about 8%, and then after hours it bounced another 12%, I think. It was almost at $3 before trading was stopped. So we'll take a look at it a little bit more in detail. So let's get into the news here, part of it. Bitcoin accumulation accelerates among whales and fish, while BTC rallies to 40,000 K. This is just on-chain sentiment, though. The big question is, how does this correlate to the price action in general? So if we look into the article here, it says both small and rich Bitcoin traders accumulated the benchmark cryptocurrency en masse during the period when its prices rose from below 30,000 to over 40,000, signaling their confidence in the asset's long-term bullish setup. The basis of this upside outlook came from Econometrics, a crypto-focused newsletter service. It highlighted in its latest edition a flurry of on-chain data that tracked the flow of Bitcoin into wallets that belong to the richest crypto traders known as whales, and to entities that held the cryptocurrency in smaller quantities, the so-called small fish. So after a couple of weeks of data showing that most address buckets are accumulating coins, Bitcoin is finally bouncing back from the 30,000 level, wrote Nick, the author of the Econometrics newsletter, as he highlighted a heat map that witnessed Bitcoin flowing into the small fish and whales wallets. So if we zoom in on it, you can see the small fish here, large fish or whales here accumulating. You can see it here where small fish were accumulating around here, and then the big fish are accumulating again around here. So that's interesting to see. The color red points to a situation in which every group, whales or fish, has accumulated Bitcoin in the past 30 days. Conversely, the color blue represents or corresponds to situations wherein only smaller fish have accumulated the digital asset in a small time frame. Bitcoin heat map has returned to red. We can do the same plot on the current cycle, and we observe pretty much the same thing, noted Nick while pointing to the July 2020, July 2021 graphs below. So here's that graph here. We had the blue, which were the small fish accumulating, and now we're having more of the whales accumulating as well. Moby Dicks everywhere. Data from other sources match the Econometrics analogy. For instance, crypto-focused data tracking servers WhaleMap reported Thursday that the number of unspent transaction outputs currently belonging to the Bitcoin whale wallets has spiked, thereby suggesting their intentions to wait for higher prices. And that's kind of what we're seeing everywhere here. Is everybody's saying that the whales are accumulating. They're waiting for prices to go up. Miners aren't selling their coins either. They're holding on to them. So it's good to see. And then here we have, there's a call buying activity across maturities, weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. Bellini told CoinGraph in an email. 50,000 strike for August expiry is highlighted here and has the highest OI. Once again, there's not much OI between 45 and 50 strikes for the August expiry, and we can see sharp moves here. So the trend, or at least the way it looks like it right now, is that Bitcoin is poised to go up higher. So that's good news. We'll see. Obviously, the weekend will be interesting. We've obviously had a nice pop yesterday with the 10% increase. So we'll have to see. And then here's Hive Blockchain. I've invested in Hive, oh gosh, probably back in 2017, 2018. Got a little bit over 13,000 shares of it. I've been accumulating it for a long time. Bought in kind of high at right around $3 and then kept dollar cost averaging it down. The lowest I was able to get in at was 8 cents, which was last year. So that definitely increased my size position. But they're reporting here, Hive reaches 200 million annual run rate and purchases 4,000 next generation miners. So if we look at the chart of Hive here, we can see that Hive obviously went up 8%. They just went on NASDAQ back in July 21st. They moved to the NASDAQ. They were in OTC on a Canadian exchange. So now they're on NASDAQ. They got listed there. And they've been buying a lot of miners, expanding their facilities and everything else. There's a lot of stuff. If you want to look into their information, I highly recommend you guys do that. But I do think that the stock is highly undervalued right now. It is trading at, I believe it's like a point, let me take a look at it here. Let's see if we can find it here on Yahoo Finance. Let me see here, HV. There it is. So on Yahoo Finance, it's showing that its earnings per share are 0.086, which gives it a price earnings ratio of almost 30. I do think that this number is inaccurate. They're supposed to release the year-end results for ending March this in the next 2 weeks or so. I think that's going to be blown out, especially if they're reporting that they're making $200 million a year run rate. I'm looking to the EPS be closer to 50 cents, which at 30 times multiple, we would be looking at, what would that be? 0.5 times 30, looking at a $15 stock if this held true. Now, they're also adding miners, and the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum hopefully will go up because they mine both Ethereum and Bitcoin right now. So I think currently the stock is way undervalued, and I think the investors also saw that when they saw the news release come out yesterday. So you can see the stock was trading down. News came out, and it was started to ramp up, and then we got into after hours trading as well, where it peaked above $3. So I think it's going to run next week as well. My overall target for the stock by the end of the year is if Bitcoin and Ethereum continue to go up, I think this could be an easily $40, $50 stock. At the max, possibly between the $30 and $40 range is absolutely a given, I think, based on what they're reporting. So if we go back to the article here, they're just showing some of the pictures of their expansion that they're doing. These are their Bitcoin miners, some more Bitcoin miners pictures. So here it is. So Hive is excited to announce that its global operations are producing a BTC equivalent operational hash rate of 1.675 exahash from its Bitcoin and Ethereum operations. Based on current Ethereum and Bitcoin prices, we are generating daily income of 550,000, which translates to an annual run rate of 200 million. Estimated annual run operating and overhead costs are 25 million, so they're generating 175 million basically in profits. They're also adding 4,000 next generation miners with an aggregate operating hash power of 272 petahash global hash rate. With the addition of the 3,019 high-performance Bitcoin miners that was announced on July 12th, and additional miners that have been received since as part of our miner purchase program, we currently have a total Bitcoin operating hash rate of 925 petahash per second. This puts us right on track of our previous projections of reaching 1 exahash per second of Bitcoin operating hash rate in August. So that's exciting. They've done a lot of purchasing with the Bitcoin miners this year, and they're continuing to add on more miners towards the end of the year as well. They got shipments that are still delayed, obviously because of the China thing going on right now, where shipments are just delayed, and shipping is a nightmare right now. So they still have a lot of miners that have to come online. I think they're going to be closer. They're going to be definitely above 1 exahash by the end of the year. We currently project tripling our operating Bitcoin mining rate from here by the end of the calendar year 2021, supported by today's announcements of new miners. Tripling, so they're looking to be, I guess they'll be 3 exahash. Now, from our Ethereum production, we currently have operating hash rate of 3,383 gigahash per second. A number of our dedicated followers and analysts have been converting this Ethereum hash rate into a Bitcoin equivalent hash rate. Based on these calculations, our current Ethereum hash rate is an equivalent of a Bitcoin hash rate of approximately 750 petahash. This equivalent hash rate of 750 petahash combined with our pure Bitcoin hash rate of 925 petahash provides us with a total BTC equivalent operational hash rate of 1.675 exahash. Our strong global Hive rate is resulting in daily income of over 550,000. We already talked about that, 200 million run rate. Based on current difficulty, global hash rates, and Bitcoin and Ethereum prices, with estimated annual expense of 25 million. So obviously there's volatility in the market here, but I do think there is a lot of potential upside for it. Obviously this is not financial advice. Do your own research. With like anything else, I'm just a YouTuber here, so do your own research, but I do think there is a lot of upside with this stock, and depending on the price of Bitcoin, obviously, and Ethereum, and as long as the regulations aren't too overburdensome coming up, if there are any regulations. So do your own research, take a look at it. I do think it's a great stock. I haven't been buying any more recently because the prices just run up, but I do think where I'm at right now, I'm in a good position with it. So I'm happy with the results. So that's it. That's the weekend update. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great day.